client brings in a new patient to your clinic for the first time, you will need to add the patient to the existing client's account. This is done by selecting the correct client on the CID screen, then highlight the patient area and right-click New, or you can also highlight the patient area and press the F2 function key. This will cause the new patient information screen to appear, allowing you to add all of the patient's information. The first field available is the Name field. This is where the patient's name will be entered. If you'd like to log the patient's full registered name and it's too long for the Name field, create an additional data field or enter it within the Notes window. Within the Species field, use the drop-down menu to specify the correct species name for the patient. This field is pulling from the information located within your system tables under the Species table. The Breed field is where you'll enter the patient's breed. The best way to specify the correct breed is to type a few characters of the breed name you're looking for in the Breed field. Avomark will auto-filter the list of those breeds containing the letters you type. Select the correct breed name to enter it within the Breed field. You may also choose from the drop-down list of breed names. This list is found in your Work With, System Tables, Breed table. Use the Mixed box if the patient is a mixed breed. This will indicate the patient as a mixed breed of whichever breed you have selected in the Breed field. On the CID, the patient breed will be displayed with the word Mixed after it, and will be included on all documentation where the breed has been specified to print. Select the patient's color in the Color field. The best way to specify the correct color is to type the few characters of the color name you're looking for. Avomark will display a list of those colors containing the letters you type. Click the correct name to enter it into the patient's color field. You may also choose from the drop-down list of color names. Click on the correct name. This is found in your Work With, System Tables, Color table. If you're not sure of the patient's birthday, type the patient's approximate age. Avomark will set the birth date based upon what age is entered within the Age field. Type the age in days, weeks, months, or years. Again, try to be as accurate as possible. As you already know, the accuracy of reminders, especially for younger patients, depends on it. The age of the patient will be displayed in days up to a certain point, then in weeks, then in months, and finally in years. If the patient is deceased, the age will be displayed as D at and the age to indicate the age at which the patient has passed. Enter the appropriate sex code of the patient in the Sex field, or choose the appropriate sex from the drop-down list. For some of the sex codes, the species will have to be selected before the options will be displayed correctly. An example of this is for equine patients. Enter the birthday of the patient into the Birthday field. This birthday must be entered in an MMDDYY format. You can also use the pop-up calendar to select the appropriate birth date. The Unknown checkbox will allow you to set the approximate birth date of a patient when the age is unknown. This option lets Avomark know the patient's age is an estimation value. A patient marked as having an unknown birth date will appear differently on information searches. On the information search report, the unknown birth date will appear with a tilde next to the date, declaring this date as approximate. Specify the patient's weight as a numeric value for any unit of measure within the Weight field. For instance, if the animal's weight is 3.5 grams, type 3.5 into this field. Then press Tab and type grams in the In field. Enter the patient's codes in the Codes field, or choose from predefined codes in the drop-down list. This includes options for marking a patient deceased, tax-exempt, aggressive, etc. Avomark can also record a certificate number in the Certificate field. Type the current rabies tag number for the patient within the Rabies field. If you enter a rabies vaccination into medical history, Avamark will prompt you to update the rabies tag number. If you have the rabies assignment feature activated in your advanced options of rabies assignment, Avamark will automatically increment the rabies tag number each time you enter the rabies vaccination. The locator field is used to identify the serial tag number assigned to patients by ePet Records. ePet Records provides pet owners with secure online medical record keeping. You must be a registered member and have their software installed on your server to take advantage of this service. Type the appropriate microchip or tattoo number for the patient within the microchip field. Within the plan field, Avamark will enter the appropriate information when a health plan is sold to the patient's owner. Avamark allows you to use a digital camera to link photo images with the patient. When the photo is linked appropriately to the patient's photo field, the photograph will display in the upper right corner of the CID screen and also be included on invoices and various other documents. Enter the patient's class number into the class field. Class numbers are used to create discount groups in Avamark. Specify the patient's hard copy file folder ID number in the folder field. This value will be displayed just to the right of the patient's name on the CID in parentheses. The reminded field displays the last date a reminder was sent to the owner for this patient. This date is automatically filled in by Avamark when a reminder is printed for this patient. You can also type a date to update this field. The added field displays the date the patient was added to your database. This will be automatically filled in with the current date, but can be changed if necessary by typing directly into the added field or by selecting the drop-down arrow to select a date from the calendar. If you wish, you may temporarily suspend the reminders for this patient until the date specified in the Suspend Until field. All overdue reminders will be suspended until this date, at which time they will become due again at their original due dates. The reminder dates will be shadowed in the patient's reminder folder and replaced with a notice. Select the patient's allergy from the allergy field in the patient information window. These allergies are entered within system tables. Therefore, if you want to record an allergy for selecting on other patients, you will need to enter it within the allergy table in system tables. You can also add an allergy to the allergy table on the fly by selecting right-click New. The deceased field works in conjunction with the patient's action code of D, which marks the patient as deceased. After entering the patient code of D into the codes field, enter the date of the patient's passing into the deceased field. The relationship area allows you to specify a relation between another client in your database and the current patient. This is used for breeders, trainers, etc. Enter the trainers, breeders, or etc. into the client-patient relations table in system tables. Once this has been entered in the appropriate table, they will then be available in every patient's relationship field. When you're finished entering the patient information, press the OK button to add the patient to the current file. This will then display the vaccination history window immediately after the new patient is entered. This window will only display treatments, items, or diagnoses that have been marked to be shown in the vaccination history window on the reminder template itself. Selecting the Show this window when patients are added option will allow this window to be automatically displayed when a new patient is entered. With this option deselected, the vaccination history window will no longer display when a new patient is added into the system. If you don't see this window automatically, right-click in the patient area and select VAC History to view this window. The vaccination history window is used to enter past vaccination dates performed at another location. This window is primarily used to update the patient's reminders within the reminder window. When the past vaccination dates have been entered, select Done at the bottom of this window to proceed with entering medical history for the newly entered patient. This concludes the tutorial on adding a new patient.